Do you get annoyed when title requires an affidavit because of an uninsured deed on a prior owner? I agree that it can be annoying, but let me explain to you what an uninsured deed is and why we do require it. An uninsured deed is basically when a deed gets recorded outside of a title transaction. So it wasn't examined by title, it wasn't part of a sale transaction or a refinance. Most of the time you come across uninsured deeds when family members are deeding the property back and forth to each other. Maybe they're putting the property into their trust or they're putting it into their entity. Whatever the case is, when it's recorded outside of title, it's an uninsured deed. And unfortunately, we have to request an uninsured deed affidavit to be signed by that prior owner. We're also going to require them to sign a statement of information, an SI. The main purpose here is for us to issue a title policy free and clear, whether it's on a sale to your buyer or to the lender on a refinance transaction. So any liens against that prior owner, they will attach to the property. So we're looking for liens, judgments, bankruptcies, etc. The main reason for the uninsured deed affidavit is to protect that prior owner. So it could be maybe they had a prior agreement. Maybe they agreed that, hey, I'm gonna deed this property to you now, but when you go and sell the property, I'm expecting a certain amount of the proceeds. Or we also want to protect against forgery. There's so many fraudulent deeds out there and title gets hit with those all the time in claims. So we want to make sure that that is actually the signature of the person deeding the property over to the grantee. And lastly, we want to make sure that that person who signed that document wasn't under any type of duress, that they knew what they were doing, they wanted to do it, and their plan was to deed that property to this grantee and give them full ownership of the property. How to spot when we need an uninsured deed affidavit. You look at your prelim, the preliminary title report. If you see on the vesting, if you see it says subject to, it'll have to say subject to a certain item. You go to that item number on the prelim and it'll say the effect of a deed. When you see that, you know that there's a deed that was uninsured and most likely we're going to require an uninsured deed affidavit. So when you come across a deed and you want to determine whether it's uninsured or not, here's a few simple ways to do that. One, if you see a title company's name or a title company's stamp anywhere on that document, usually in the top left-hand corner, then it's most likely title insured. But if you don't see a title company's stamp or their name anywhere on that deed, then most likely it is uninsured. Also, an accommodation stamp. So if you see something where it says accommodation only anywhere on that document, it's probably uninsured as well. And then lastly, if it's a handwritten document, you see those sometimes, 9 times out of 10 or probably 10 times out of 10, it's uninsured as well. So anyways, if you have any other questions in regards to uninsured deeds, why we require the affidavit, just give me a call. Thank you.